when we talk about kingdoms, powerful kingdoms in Africa, great heroic leaders who founded kingdoms, but little is said about females who have established kingdoms. But the history books are actually silent about this. But in today's video, I shall be presenting to you a very powerful African princess who was a great warrior in her teens, and actually did establish a kingdom and in fact led men into battle. So we shall be looking at a personality known as Yenenga. And who is or was Yenenga? Yenenga was a daughter to a great African leader known as Nagbewa. But those of you who are in touch with Dagbon history will know something about Nagbewa, or much about Nagbewa. But Nagbewa was a very powerful leader whose seat of leadership was around Pusiga, that is close to current-day Boko. But Nagbewa undoubtedly has birthed powerful sons who have become powerful leaders and established kingdoms. But mention can made of powerful kingdoms like the Dagbon kingdom, the Mampusi kingdom, the Nanum kingdom, among other powerful kingdoms in Africa. And then one of these kingdoms that was actually established by this female great heroic personality known as Yenenga, daughter of Nagbewa. So let's look at this very important personality, female personality, who was a great African warrior princess that the history books are silent about. But in Ghana, when we look at the history books, mention is made about Yas and Tua, but nothing is actually mentioned about Yenenga, who was a great African warrior princess. So let's look at 5 things about Yenenga that you find to be interesting. So coming number 1, the list, right from childhood, she was trained to be a warrior. And she was trained how to wield spears and ride on horses. And it's also recorded that by her late teens, Yenenga became a commander of her father's army. And in fact, and led men to battle. In fact, it's noted that Yenenga was so skillful in warfare that she was highly respected beyond Dagbon. In fact, and brought about fear on the opponents. And they dare not go to war with Yenenga, and because they were sure that they are going to be defeated. In fact, she was so skillful in battle and exhibited warfare prowess that brought a lot of glory and honor to Nagbewa. But very few African females, African princes, have this kind of enviable history, and not even men have this kind of enviable history. And Yenenga is just a rare example of such a heroic figure. Now let's get to the number 2 on the list. But the father didn't want to allow her to get into marriage. Why? Because the father was afraid of losing a great warrior commander and was trying to keep her to himself. But then it's noted that Yenenga disguised herself as a male and then picked up her horse. For that horse was named Wadrago, and that was a white horse. Pick up that horse, disguise herself as a male, and then escape servitude under her father, and in the quest of having freedom and liberation. But she rode further north of the savannah and went to the current-day Burkina Faso. But her quest for freedom symbolizes independence, women's strength, and liberation. But coming top on the list, she founded a royal bloodline that created a bloodline between the kingdom that was established as the Musi kingdom and then the Moli Dagbanli kingdoms. But her journey further north resulted in meeting her soul partner in a man known as Riale. But Riale was a Mande, and he was a hunter and then a farmer. And then the two of them got married, and they gave birth to a son known as Wadrago. Ouedraogo. In fact, Ouedraogo was named after her heroic horse that she used to ride northward. And for it is this Ouedraogo that later on became the first king of the Mosi kingdom. But this fusion of ethnic groups gave birth to the Mosi kingdom and resulted in a royal bloodline between the Mande people that resulted in the Mosi kingdom and then the Moli Dagbani kingdoms. And that's how come that the Mosi people and then the Dagomba people, they are playing mates. Then fourth on the list, that she's honored as a national hero in Burkina Faso. Though Ghana has not really picked her up to be a hero, Burkina Faso has honored her as a legend and a national hero. And for the National Monument Board has erected her statue on horseback. And that is not all. The national football team of Burkina Faso has named the team after her heroic and legendary horse, Les Estallions. Her legendary horse has become part of the Mosi historical narrative and plays a very important role in the history of the Mosi kingdom. Has become a very important historical icon in the Mosi history. But Yenenga is seen as the mother of the nation, Burkina Faso. So let's look at the fifth on the list. In fact, Yenenga is often invoked today as a feminine strength, as a feminine independence, and seen as a symbol of courage. She represents the possibility of women in leadership, defying patriarchy in male-dominated area. And in fact, it's not common to have females being able to achieve such an enviable achievement. And not only was she a warrior, but very young at that teenage age. That's a very enviable history for Yenenga. But her story inspires activism, art, education, not only in Africa, but even beyond Africa. So let's take a look at how this kingdom was actually established through Yenenga. So this is what happened. It is noted that the son between Yenenga and then Raleigh, that's Ouedraogo, visited the grandfather Nairi at Gambaga, and the grandfather gave him 50 cows, some horses, and then horse riders. It is with this that he went out and then conquered other ethnic groups that resulted in the Mosi ethnic group. So if you look at the Mosi ethnic group, it's more like a collage of ethnic groups that has come together and then formed the Mosi people. But Ouedraogo got married to a woman known as Urikita, and they gave birth to 3 sons who also became leaders in provinces. The oldest son was Diaba Lompo, who founded the city of Fada Nguma. The second son, Rewa, became the ruler of Zondoma province. His third son, Zwangrana, became the ruler of the Tekondongo area. So what happened is that after Ouedraogo died, Zunguna married Potinga, a woman sent from the king of the Ninisi people, and resulting intermarriages between the Dabamba, the Mampusi, the Nanumba, the Mande, the Ninisi, and the local people became the Mosi people. So if you look at all these people together, became a collage that formed the Mosi ethnic group. Very beautiful, very beautiful. So you put all these things together, then you notice that the Moli Dagbani kingdoms are actually a very expanded kingdom. Very interesting. But looking at the interesting series of events, the sequence, the plot, the drama, in fact, this will not be a bad movie at all. But I wish movie script writers and then movie directors will actually pick up this historical story and turn it into a movie. And this is going to be a blockbuster movie. So I can't wait to see that. So guys, this way I will draw the curtains. In case you find the video interesting, don't forget to give me a like, and then you can also subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on my other social media channels. Then now tell me, what do you think? Do you think Yenenga should be the most important female personality in Africa, or do you think there are other people that have enviable records than Yenenga? Let me know at the comment section.